Welcome back, fellas, to another day in the NBA. It is Tuesday, March 25th, and we have an 8-game slate again today. We have a lot worse games than we did last night, but let's hop into the recap from yesterday. We went 3-2 yesterday, obviously with the horrendous hook of Giannis Antetokounmpo with 31 points, shooting 6 for 13 from the free throw line. Lock in, brother. So many missed opportunities from him that game. But again, that's what happens in the NBA over the course of the month. We also had some great cashes yesterday, but over the course of the month, we have, I wanted to share this fact. We're an immaculate right now. 0.00 up and down. Our record is 37-39, and we have made and lost $0. Hey, coming off of a big month last month, honestly, you're due for some ups and downs, but I'll take the 0-0 because we're not losing money right now, and we only have more room to climb, keep going forward. So in the NBA, we're crushing it right now. Let's keep that moving. Starting with today's slate, the Spurs are going into Detroit. Obviously, Detroit at home here. Favorites -9. I like them to cover -9. Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, and the gang are going to be going into a tough matchup. The Detroit team is hungry. They've been playing really well recently. So I expect them to continue to roll here. Detroit, obviously, Jalen Duren and Bismack Biyombo is a matchup I'm going to be looking for, and hopefully we can attack that pretty early in this slate. Then we're going to head to Orlando and Charlotte. Orlando's only favored by 5. LaMelo Ball is playing, Miles Bridges is playing, and Mark Williams is playing. I sneaky like the Hornets to cover this game. I know I'm pretty good with the Hornets lines. I sneaky like the Hornets to cover at home here. Only 5-point spread. I think they can keep it close to. I think they win. I'm not so sure. But I think the Hornets can keep it close here against Orlando with LaMelo Ball playing. Then we're going to head to New York. -8 is the spread. 224 is the over-under here. The Knicks. Obviously favored in this one. I like the Knicks to easily cover here. Campaign is starting at point guard. Mikal, Josh Hart, OG, and Karl Anthony Towns is the normal 5. There's a normal 4 there without Jalen Brunson. I like them to cover. Obviously, Spencer Dinwiddie and the boys have been rallying recently for this Dallas team, but I think New York can get it done at home pretty comfortably here. Not too big of a threat there. Golden State at Miami. I think this one's a pretty good game. Obviously, the spread is 4.5 as of right now. I think Steph Curry and the gang is going to be able to cover here. The favorites, I get their away, but I still like the favorites to cover here. I know I've been taking a lot of favorites so far outside of the outside of the Charlotte game, excuse me. So I think I like Golden State here to cover -4.5. They just have the matchups here. Bam Adebayo is moving to the 5 right now in this game because Draymond's at the 5. But I think Golden State's just been playing way better ball than this Miami team, so I'm going to have to take Golden State. Then we have Atlanta and Houston, and I like Atlanta to cover here. I know they didn't. I know they've been up and down this season, and Houston's now at full strength. But I like Atlanta to cover here. They've been playing a really scrappy basketball, and for some reason, I just have really big faith that they pop off in this away game. They played decent in away games as of recently. Dyson on Jalen for probably most of this game, as well as Fred VanVleet. I'm not really scared of as a scoring threat. Should lead to a pretty interesting matchup here for Atlanta. Obviously, Trae Young got shut down in their last matchup, but I think he's a pretty big bounce back in this one, and I think he's gonna have some pretty good looks with how this Houston team has been playing. So I'm gonna lean Atlanta to cover here. +8.5 is just too far of a spread for me. Then we have Memphis and Utah. I like Memphis to cover and to blow out this Utah team. Not much to harp home there. I think Memphis is just way better team than Utah is. I get Utah's at home. Doesn't really matter to me. I also like the over at 241. OKC at Sacramento. This is probably going to be one of the better games, but we don't know if Domantas Sabonis is playing. He's questionable for rest. We'll see. It looks like Chet and Jalen should be playing in this game, which should make for a pretty good and strong OKC team, which is why I like them to cover the 9.5 spread. When they are full strength, truly no one can compete with them. Which means I'm just fully on OKC here unless they're playing Boston. I like them to pretty much almost always cover, even in away games. With that being said, Cleveland and Portland, great matchup here. No Donovan Mitchell in this one. Portland's only 6.5 dogs. I think Cleveland covers. I don't want Cleveland to cover, but I think Cleveland still covers. 6.5 is just too close of a line. If it was 7 or 8, might lean Portland. 6.5 feels a little bit close for me. So I'm gonna lean Cleveland, but if the line goes down overnight, I wouldn't be mad at Portland. I mean, if the line goes up, I wouldn't be mad at going Portland. So just stay aware of that. Now let's head straight into the picks for today. I have 4 picks for you guys. So let's start in that game. the Portland-Cleveland game. I like Evan Mobley to go under 9.5 rebounds here. Portland's the #1 defense versus opposing power forwards when it comes to rebounding. They've had the 9th fewest rebounds to opposing power forwards in the past 5 games this season, as well as Evan Mobley only recorded 8 rebounds the last time they played, only hit 15 rebound chances on the night as well. So not a lot of opportunity for him there. But not only that, in his last 10 games, he's only averaging 16 rebound chances per game, which means he needs to hit over at a 50% clip. And 7 of the last 7 power forwards to face this Portland team have gone under on their rebounding lines. Just a big team down low. I understand that same thing for Cleveland, but without Donovan Mitchell there, he's going to have to spread the floor a little bit more, I would assume. So I think he's going to be out on the arc a little bit more, not as much rebound chances like the last time they played, 8.5. 9.5 feels just a little bit high for Evan. And I think this could have a blow-up potential as well if Cleveland gets rolling. So I like Evan Mobley to go under 9.5 rebounds. Now to the overs, which are way more fun to talk about. Amon Thompson to go over 15.5 points. Atlanta loves the second most points to opposing power forwards this season. Yes, he's playing the power forward when Fred VanVleet plays. He is the power forward. He's not a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. He's the power forward. You have to listen to me when he said that because that is a crucial information that people will just miss and miss and miss. When Fred VanVleet is on the floor, it goes Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Amon Thompson. That's how the lineup looks. So, with that being said, he's playing the 4. Atlanta allows the second most points to opposing power forwards this season, as well as the 6th most points in the past 10 games. Not only that, but Amon's missed this line earlier this season when they play Atlanta. But he saw 7 free throw attempts. He got fouled 3 times driving to the rack. I think that's going to be a similar theme here today. Maybe he'll get more attempts as he has as of recently. He's averaging over 12 field goal attempts per game over the past 10 games with 4 free throw attempts per game as well. When he sees 30-plus minutes, he's hit over this line in 63% of games. I don't see any world why he doesn't see 30-plus minutes tonight. So, again, should see the volume. Atlanta allows the 8th most points in transition, which is where Amon scores 24% of his buckets. So, again, elite matchup. Love the spot. Feels like a great line for Amon to absolutely crush this spot. Then we have Trae Young in that same game to go over 25.5 points. I said earlier he got shut down the last time they played, but I think he's a big bounce back game. That whole game he was just off. No assists, no points, no nothing. Trae Young was just kind of X'd out of the offense. I don't think Dylan Brooks is going to be able to do the same thing to Trae today. Trae's been playing out of his mind, not out of his mind, but he's been playing really good basketball as of the second half of the season, post All-Star break. Houston allows the second most points to opposing Houston allows the second most points to opposing point guards this season, as well as the 7th most points in the past 5 games this season, as well as Houston allows the second most points to the pick and roll ball handler, which is where Trae Young scores 38% of his buckets. So the majority of his buckets come from that, and they allow the second most points to it. Trae's also hit over this line in 6 of the last 9 games this season, averaging 26 points per game while seeing 19 field goal attempts per game and 8.5 free throw attempts per game. More than enough volume to crush this line. Not only that, but 9 of the last 13 point guards that face Houston have gone over on their points line as well. So again, big opportunity, great matchup. Should be able to crush this line with the volume he's been seeing. I love this spot for Trae Young. And the last play I love for today is going to be Jalen Duren to go over 11.5 rebounds. This San Antonio team allows the 5th most rebounds to opposing. Okay, I'm not even going to give you the gist. 5th most rebounds to opposing centers in the past 5 games. Sure. But really, we just got to focus on the matchup. Bismack Biyombo, 6'8" center. Obviously, I've been attacking this matchup time in and time out whenever the Spurs play a good rebounding center. It is cash for us almost every single time. Duren has crushed this line the past 3 times he's played San Antonio. Not only that, but he had 15 rebounds off 18 rebound chances. That is almost hitting at an high 80s at 90% clip on rebound chances versus this team the last time they played because they have no bigs to match up truly against him. Sorry, Bismack. You're not the Bismack you once were years and years ago. And even then, I still am taking Jalen Duren every single time. He's averaging over 19 rebound chances in the past 10 games this season. Again, an easy play for me, to no-brainer play that I'm going to play almost every single time. Duren is one of our favorite guys to go to for rebounds and great matchups because it's pretty easy to predict. He has a great matchup today. As long as he stays out of foul trouble and this isn't an absolute blowout, I absolutely love this line. I think Duren should crush this mark of 11.5 rebounds. That is all I have for you guys today, fellas. Make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe because this is where you're going to see free betting content every single day heading out. And plus, we're going to have MLB content rolling around very shortly. We're going to have MLB live streams almost every single day, so make sure to look forward to those as well as the NBA videos. So we're going to be hitting you with both every single day. You're going to be cashing out every single day like we have been all season. Make sure to join the Discord as well. It's absolutely free down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.